Hey folks, it's Dale at Manor Road Studio and a new location, East Main Street, but we're going to continue to call it Manor Road Studio. This is called A Dose of Dale, and this is my life journey with terminal cancer. The goal is to inspire you, open up your mind to creative thinking, and learning to actually live life with maybe not as many inhibitions. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell, that way you get notifications of any new ones. Share this content with others. The things we're going to talk about are probably things you think about all your life, but for whatever reason, you don't have the courage to say it, ask it, or live it. Example, you know exactly what I'm thinking. I was reading an article the other day, and it said that nearly 90% of all religious people have their religion defined by where they were born. Meaning, if you were born in America, there's a high chance that you're Christian. If you're born in America to Christian parents, there's a 90% chance that you're going to be Christian. But understand this, only 4% of the world's population is in America. And there are thousands and thousands of other religions in the world today. So I don't want to be so callous or whatever to say that mine is the right one, especially since you don't even know what mine is right now. But I'll tell you one thing mine is. It's very open to the possibilities that all my life I got it wrong. I'm willing to sit down at the table with anybody and listen to why they believe what they believe. I want to know. I want to know what drives that belief system. But more than anything, I want to know if you believe what you profess to believe. I posted something on social media today that said, fact, faith, fiction, truth, or assumptions. One gentleman wrote, which is fine what he wrote, he said, faith leads to truth. I don't agree with that, but I respect his right to say that. Because faith simply means that which we do not have proof for. And in the society we live in today, you know, there's a thing that's called God of the gaps. And when you look at something in nature and you can't explain it, people go, oh, it must be God. Now, 1,000 years ago, that God of the gaps was a chasm so wide you couldn't see from one side to the other. But over the years, as science has developed and grown, experimented, and new amazing theories have come to fruition, the God of the gaps keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, a lot of things we couldn't explain one time, we can explain now, which makes you wonder, is everything in the universe explainable? My bet it probably is, and if we could fast forward 100, 200, 300, 500 years from now, we would probably have answered some of the questions that just probe our mind all the time. Are we alone in the universe? Or the number one, what really happens after we die? Do you remember the year 1807? No, seriously, do you? The year 1807. Chris, do you remember the year 1807?
No.
Neither do I. You know why? I wasn't born yet. I didn't exist. Not in the temple that I exist in today. So what happens when you die? What if we just go back to 1807? If we don't know anything different than what we knew then, we just cease to exist. Now, I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm just saying that's one of a platitude or multitude of possibilities out there. I certainly hope that's not what happens. I have learned over the last 2 years as my battle with terminal cancer gets tougher and tougher that I want to know more about this creature people call God. I want to know about it from different cultures, different faiths, different religions, different upbringings. I want to know what drives people to believe what they believe. And I want to know what you believe. I can guess that everything that you profess to believe, you question it yourself. When you look at fact and fiction, just take a look at social media. Somebody will post something out there as fact because it lines up with their ideology. Somebody else could refute that claim that someone else said is fact and go, oh no, that's really fiction, because it doesn't line up with their ideology. So where do we really find the truth at? I'm not sure I know the answer to that. Let's just say we're always in search of it. I think one of the ways that you're going to get closer and closer and closer to the truth, though, is to be open to inviting more people into the conversation. The more people we have at the conversation, the better our chances at learning and exploring wonderful new universes or whatever. But if you invite people to the table with the idea that you want to convert them to your way of thinking, you're never going to learn anything else about life other than what you already know. And I hope as you get older, you gain the courage to explore the other possibilities that exist. Keep in mind, people around the world have a different belief system than you do, and they believe it. Or do they believe it just like you do? You're not really sure. I got my girlfriend Chris sitting over here. Y'all can't see her, but we'll say hi to Chris.
Hi, everybody.
Chris, you've been listening for the last 7 minutes. Any thoughts come to mind?
You know, I think no matter what, and it doesn't matter if we say that we are a certain religion or not, I think we need to always be striving and searching for our meaning, our purpose, our vision of God, or whatever we choose to call that entity that's created us.
If y'all couldn't hear what Chris said, I know the microphone's not facing that way. To give it a kind of summation, and Chris, you may have to move over closer in a minute. We need to always be in search of our purpose in life. Our meaning is basically what you said. And you can't do that if you've got a closed mind. You know, in the Christian realm, and I will sit here and tell you right this minute that I do not profess to be a Christian. I strive to be Christ-like. There's a big difference. I don't believe in the concept of heaven and hell. I believe in the concept that there's something after this life, and it's something hopefully good. But hell was created as a fear factor. Something to bring us into, not accountability, that wouldn't be the right thing to say, control. To bring us into control. Let your mind expand past that. There's a thing in Latin, it's called Lectio Divina. And Lectio Divina stands for divine lectionary. And I tell people that if you want to learn and understand more about the Bible, learn and understand it on your own. You don't need somebody else to tell you what they think it means, because then you might create in your mind that they were right without ever exploring whether they were or not. You know, you simply take the book of Revelations. There are hundreds of ways to translate that book. I'm not saying the one that I know is right or wrong, and I'm not saying the one anyone else knows right or wrong, but I know this. I will never weaponize the Bible, and I will never demonize the book of Revelation, because I simply want to learn more about it. And I hope you do too. So as we grow in the dose of Dale, my journey, life journey with terminal cancer, I hope you get some nuggets out of it yourself. And one of the things I want to remind you of, this is raw, totally unedited, 100% live. There's no preparation that's gone into what you just listened to. I do hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you share it with your friends. And I also hope that you will send me a message. You can send it on Messenger. Find me on Facebook, Dale Childress. And if it's a topic you want me to discuss, I will leave your name out of it if you would like me to, or I can include your name in it. It doesn't matter.
Or they can join us for a podcast.
Or they can join us for a podcast, as Chris said. And we would love that. We really would. You know, here at Manor Road Studio, our goal is to live fully alive. ALIVE is an acronym that stands for Authentic, Love, Imagination, Victor, and Evolve. And I hope during what you've listened to in the last 10 minutes, you found something in there that'll help you live alive. Until the next podcast, my name is Dale, and let's give it all we got. Give them hell, guys.